Okay, today we are going to replace the handle on this splitting maul and go through the process on how to put that on. See, we still have part of the handle stuck in there. It's in pretty rough shape. We're going to try to clean it up, get this knocked out of the old handle, knocked out of there, and replace it with this new handle here. I was told by an old timer one time you had to check the grain on these handles. If you have a grain that comes down and veers off on an angle like such, then when you strike whatever you're using this for, it will break that handle. So you want a grain that goes straight through all the way through to the end of the handle, and that'll be a good handle that won't break very easily for you. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to clean this handle, or this maul head up a little bit. This is a splitting maul. It's all rusty. We're going to clean that up. I've chosen to use my orbital sander on that and some 80 grit sandpaper. So we'll get started on that. Put my dust mask on and my safety glasses, and we'll get started. Okay, I'll give you an up close video of how bad that is and how well it is cleaning that up. It's doing quite a good job. So we'll keep going here. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get this old handle out of here. We're going to try to knock it out with a drift and a hammer. We'll see how that works. Give it a shot here. There we go. Now we just got to clean that up in there with a little bit of sandpaper, and we'll be ready to start installing the new handle. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this piece of sandpaper up on this drift I got, and we're going to clean up the inside of this. You see, cleaned it up pretty good in there. Alright, so before I put the handle on, I'm going to go ahead and put an edge on this. I'm going to go ahead and sharpen it up. It's a little easier to work with here. So fire this belt sander up and see what we can do. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and install this handle. Now, you want the handle to go in at least a ½ inch past this cut they put in here for the wedge. So we're going to measure out a ½ inch past that, put a pencil line. That's how deep we want that handle to go under at least. So we'll do a couple dry fits. Alright, so some of these maul heads have a tapered hole in them here. And if they do, you want the smaller side facing up or toward the handle. This one here is not tapered, so we can put it on either which way. And we're going to fit this on here and see how this is fitting. Now, you probably do not want to strike the end of this handle with a metal hammer or something. It'll probably split that and break it. So I've got myself a handy dandy whacking stick here, and you just want to, it'll pull that handle up for you. And you can see that it's getting on there, but we haven't made it to our mark yet, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of filing and get that to go on just a little further. Okay, we're getting a lot closer to our line now. If you can see here, We're only about a 1/8 of an inch away or so. And see there's our mark. We're right on our mark. The handle is fitting very nice and snug all the way around, nice and straight. So this should be real good. Alright, so this is the wedges that came with the handle when I bought it. I just picked this handle up from I think Menards or Lowe's or Home Depot or something. You get a wooden one and a metal one. And this wooden one is a little bit wide to fit in here. So we're going to measure it here and we're going to trim it down. So we'll cut it down about that far. I'm going to go ahead and split this wedge down here. Nothing to it, just pop apart. Well, that should fit right in there. Alright, so we'll put a little bit of Elmer's glue on this just to make sure this doesn't ever come loose at all. Some people say you should, some people say you don't. You shouldn't really use a metal hammer to tap that in because that'll damage the end of that. So if you have like a little wooden block or something, you set on there and then you can use your metal hammer. But I'm going to use my little wooden handy dandy whacker tool here. Alright. Okay, so the next step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut this off flush with the maul itself. And you can use whatever saw you got available to you to trim this off. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and install the metal wedges that came along with it. There's not really a specific way that I know of to put these in, but in this case there's voids on this side and this side, in the front and the back of the wedge. So I'm going to go put it this way so it can spread that apart and fill in these gaps. So I'm just going to put it right in the middle, like this, and we're going to hammer it in. And now you can see here that it has filled these gaps up quite a lot, and that's pretty much snug all the way around that surface. I'm going to go ahead and countersink this just a little bit. Now that has been countersunk, it's snug all the way around. Take it out here so you can look at it better. So surface all the way around, the other side snug all the way around very nicely. It's nice and cleaned up. It's got a nice sharp edge on it, and it is ready to go split some firewood. Thank you so much for watching. If you found some value in this, please like and subscribe.